guys, and welcome to Escape We Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're looking at the Farasute & Co., I guess, Farasute model number 5302A. So if you guys are unaware, this is actually an homage. I wasn't aware of it until they posted it, and some other people who are more knowledgeable on the super ultra luxury watches, they came out and said this is a Lang & Heyne George homage, and it definitely looks like that. They did make a couple little changes, which I'm a big fan of. They got rid of they have like a middle lug on the Lang & Heyne. They got rid of that just for traditional 20mm lugs, so huge bonus there. And I actually prefer this dial layout to the Lang. So a couple little changes that make the watch pretty nice, but it is definitely not a fully original design. But that's beside the point. The watch is absolutely gorgeous. This watch was sent to me for free, so a huge thank you goes out to the Farasute Watch Company on AliExpress. I'll leave their links down below. Those will be affiliate links, so if you use that link, you're not paying any extra. You just help support the channel, so I really do appreciate the continued support. So the retail price currently on this watch, I believe it was like $340 US. It's currently listed for about $320 US. So yeah, you just go in, searching for those sales, and you might probably get this for under $300. And if you do, I think that's a really good deal. It comes in two different colorways that you can see on screen now. I think they both look pretty good, but I think the red with the black is just a little too much for a dressy watch like this. So the classic white dial looks absolutely fantastic, and that's the one I went with. As for the specifications, we have a 316L stainless steel case, a push-pull crown, 50 meters of claimed water resistance, sapphire crystal, and you get a customized Hangzhou manual wind movement here, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but it is absolutely gorgeous through that case back. So Farasute, they have been absolutely killing it lately. I love their watches. They tend to homage really obscure brands, and they do it to a very high standard. So you're getting a really, really nice watch here. And I think you'll see that throughout this review. So I say we get right into it. Before we do a quick wrist check today, wearing the St. Martin SN0141 with the enamel white dial. It's definitely not a pure white dial, as you can see there, but it does look really good, and a review for this will be coming up soon. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so, and you will get the notification when this one goes live. So when you're talking about a watch like this, dimensions are pretty important. So let's get into them. So we got 31 millimeters across the case, 9.1 millimeters thick at its thickest point. Got a standard 20 millimeter lug width, lug tip to lug tip of 47.5 millimeters. Someone recently asked for a diagonal dimension, so there you go, 46.5 millimeters. And on this applied leather strap, it weighs 57 grams. So I posted a YouTube short on the Farasute, and someone asked for a size comparison against some other watches, and I asked him what he wanted to see. 39 millimeter, go anywhere, do anything style of watch here with the SN141. And then the Spinnaker Spence, it's a 40 millimeter dive watch, 40 by 47, I believe. So that gives you an idea of how this watch wears. It is definitely not a small tank style of watch. It wears pretty big. I think it wears really good on my wrist, but I think it's not going to be for the smaller wrists. So sadly, I think this is just for people above probably 7 inches. They can pull it off pretty easily. Anything below that, it's going to be tough. But that just gives you an idea of the size of this watch. It actually, I think it wears pretty good on my 7.5 inch wrist, as you can see here. I think it wears good. I like the way that it wears. It's comfortable, it's lightweight, it's slim, but it also feels kind of dense at the same time. It's a very modern size, I'll say. It's definitely not a classic Cartier style or size watch. So it definitely has some wrist presence. I think it looks good on my wrist. I think anything smaller than 7 inches is going to struggle to pull this one off. I think the stock strap is pretty good, but thankfully this is just normal 20 millimeter lugs, so you can throw it on a whole bunch of straps, which you can see here. I think the light tan one at the end really looks the best, and I mean, it just kind of brings this to another level. I don't think the stock strap is bad. We'll talk about it here in a little bit, but yeah, I think the last one there is awesome. No issues with strap clearances either, so you can kind of go crazy with this one. So when it comes to the case finishing, it is just a fully polished case. There is some brushing on the case back, which we'll talk about here in a second, but the case itself, 316L stainless steel, and it looks absolutely fabulous. You can see here, there's a lot of surface area for the polishing, and it looks fantastic. It looks really, really good. When you get up close to it, you can really see it as just kind of like a mirror polish. You can see that edge there, that transition between the light and the dark. pretty darn smooth. Sometimes you get little streaks in this, and I do see a little bit of streaking, but man, for the most part, it is super smooth. And that's all the way around the case. It gives a very nice mirror polish to it. There's no sharp edges. This bottom edge here has a nice big chamfer on it as well. So yeah, I mean, they just did a really good job. I'm happy they didn't put in that middle lug. That would kind of ruin this watch for me. So really happy with that. The crown looks fantastic. It's unsigned, but it looks really, really good. It's kind of this onion style crown. Yeah, I mean, just the whole case is polished. So I am trying not to touch it as much as possible, but they did an excellent job with the case finishing on this thing. It is fantastic. And then flipping it over to the case back, I'm not sure if that's sapphire. I'll post right here if it is sapphire or not. It's a nice display case back, as you can see here, showing off that movement. The movement looks fantastic. It's kind of this PVD black coated. You can see all the jewels and everything. It just looks really, really cool. You can see it is Farasute branded there. It tells you the jewel count and all that stuff. We'll talk about that in the movement section. It does have the Farasute branding there, and then the reference number right there. And it's held in by 4 screws, and then that's vertically brushed. And you can see right on the edge here, there's a really nice high polish chamfer. So that just kind of softens this bottom edge. And again, there's just no sharpness on this at all. Super, super comfortable. And I think they just did an amazing job on this watch. All right, so let's talk about the crystal. First things first, we'll test it for sapphire. It is positive for sapphire. So is the back side, so that's nice to see. Really happy with that. Sapphire on the front, sapphire on the back. It's not just a simple flat sapphire either. This is a curved piece of sapphire, as you can see there. So that 9.2 millimeters, I believe, that's at the thickest point, but it's a little bit thinner down here. But it is a very subtle curve, but you can see right about there, there's a little bit of distortion. So that just tells me that it's just a little bit curved. Yeah, it does look really good though. Clear anti-reflective coating. I think there's enough on it. It's a pretty reflective dial, so that doesn't help any, but you know, it keeps the dial nice and legible. There's really no legibility issues with this. It's a very contrasty dial, and yeah, so the crystal doesn't need to be great, but I think it is a pretty good crystal. It's just not the best one, but just the fact that it is ever so slightly domed and sapphired just looks really, really good. Very happy with the crystal on it. All right, getting up real close to the dial here, you can see, first off, the dial is an enamel white. I don't think it's a real enamel, but it is a very, very glossy white dial. It looks absolutely fantastic. You can kind of see, I'm hoping you guys can see, the printing is kind of raised up a little bit. You can kind of see it there on the 12. So there is a little bit of depth to the printing on the watch. It is just ultra crisp printing there. We have the Farasute and Co. branding with the heritage underneath it. That's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it does look good, I'll say that. We have mechanical hand winding down here at the, I guess, the 7 and the 5 position. We have a nice big sub-seconds dial there. I think that looks really, really cool. Kind of adds to that vintage appeal to it. We have 12, 3, and 9 o'clock have a blued accent there. Again, I think it looks pretty good. I would have been fine with them just throwing you know, black on that instead of the blue, but it's pretty subtle, and it's more apparent here under really bright lighting than it is in normal everyday lighting. There's no lume on the dial or anything like that. The hands, as you can see here, really cool kind of Art Deco style hands. I'm not even sure what that design is, but they are a gloss black and they look absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping you guys can get all of that detail in there, but yeah, I mean, they just look really, really good. I really wish that center pinion was blacked out as well. It's not something I really noticed, but it's definitely there and you can see it. But the hands, they're pretty close in size, but I was able to read the swatch, no problems. But yeah, I like the dial a lot. I think they did an excellent job on it. And I like that they brought the minute track all the way down. You know, that kind of just fills out that dial for me. It looked a little blank on the Lang & Heyne. So yeah, I do like the changes that they made to this dial. I think it just makes this look like a nicer watch in my opinion. So again, really happy with the dial on this watch. The finishing on it is excellent. The printing is very crisp, and the design is just awesome. All right, so let's talk about the movement inside. So I don't have a whole lot of information on it other than what's printed on the back, but it is a customized Hangzhou movement. You can see here, so it has got the branding there, the Farasute branding. It's got some jewels there. You can see here, 19 jewels, hand winding on the gearing there. It does look really, really cool. I mean, everything here is like PVD blacked out. and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. I don't have a reference number for you or a caliber number for you because it's been customized, so I don't know what this started out as. I did test the power reserve. It's about 40 hours, so nothing special there. It beats at 21,600 beats per hour. Like I said, 40 hours of power reserve. It does not hack. It does hand wind, obviously. And the hand winding is really nice and smooth on this watch. We'll get to that here in just a second. But as far as accuracy goes, here's how mine has been running. The beat error is a little bit further off than I'd like to see, but the accuracy pretty much spot on. So can't complain about that. Yeah, I've been overall pretty happy with this movement. That's the first time I've had this specific one in this watch. You can see here, hand winding in the first position. It's not a screw down crown or anything like that. So you just start hand winding it. Really nice and smooth. I'm really not sure if you guys can hear it. I'm going to put the watch right up to the microphone, and hopefully you guys can hear it, and I'll also be really, really quiet right now. So again, I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but it is a very smooth hand winding, and there's a pretty abrupt stop after about 40 to 50 turns or something like that. So it's pretty obvious when you get to the end of the winding. Don't push it any further than that. You don't want to break the movement, but yeah, I've been really happy with the hand winding on this. Super easy to do. Again, it's just a push-pull crown. You get your fingernails behind it, you pop it out. You can see it does not hack the movement, but this is where you set your time. And everything functions exactly like you would expect it to. The crown feels nice and solid there. You push it in, everything just functions exactly like you would expect it to. I kind of wish that it had hacking, but for me, with a larger collection, I wear these watches, once a week, and it's not a big deal to be dead on. So, yeah, overall, I've been pretty happy with this movement. I think it's fantastic. All right, so let's talk about the strap. So we have a 20 millimeter strap. It tapers down to 18 millimeters at the clasps. We have quick release spring bars, which is nice. They are actually labeled here as well with the width and the taper as well as the length. We've got genuine leather here. We've got a little stamp here, which I'm not sure what that is or what that even says. Catarretti time rate. I don't know what that is. If someone knows what that is, let me know. The other side is unbranded. We've got two floating keepers, and then we've got a really nice buckle from Farasute with the branding on that right there. It's a really good buckle, I'll say that. I don't really spend too much time with buckles, but this one I think is good enough where it deserves a little attention here. You can see just how flush it sits with the strap itself. So really happy with that. The tang isn't flopping around or anything like that. Feels nice and secure. But yeah, it's a good buckle. Again, no like sharp edges on it or anything like that. So very happy with the buckle. The strap is padded, so I'm usually not a fan of padded straps. You can see it's super flexible down here where the padding ends, and a little bit more stiff up here. So it has broken in pretty nicely. I've really only worn it on the strap a couple of times, and it's broken in pretty good, I'd say. I like the color of it. That dark brown looks really good. I think it's shiny enough without being too shiny. So yeah, I do like the strap on it, but obviously I think the tan strap that you guys saw earlier in the strap show, that's the one to get for this watch. It kind of just brings it up to a whole new level. But yeah, I do like this strap. It's not one that you're going to want to throw away, and the hardware on it is excellent. So yeah, I do like the strap on it. It's pretty darn good. So there you go, guys. That's my thoughts on the Farasute 5302A. It's a beautiful, kind of a modern size, a bigger tank style of watch, and it's something that I've been waiting for a while. I'm not a huge fan of the Cartier as far as design-wise goes. So this one does have a little bit more flair with, these little cutouts here, and just not as tank-like. It just has kind of the tank silhouette, but yeah, it's completely different, really. But they did an excellent job with it. Case finishing is excellent. The crystal is fantastic. The dial is beautiful, and the movement is just spectacular to look at. So I know $340 or something like that is definitely on the high end for an AliExpress watch, but I think what you're getting for that cash is a really well executed watch, and it is absolutely drop dead gorgeous in my opinion. So again, if you guys are interested in this watch, links will be down in the video description. That takes you right to the official Farasute store on AliExpress. You can pick it up. Currently they are in a sale. I believe, like I said, $322, I believe is what it said. And then you can stack some coupons on top of that and hopefully get it closer to 300. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Absolutely beautiful watch from Farasute. Thank you again to Farasute for sending this watch over, and thank you to you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. Absolutely gorgeous though. Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.